What's up guys, this is Miasin, and today I'm actually going to be starting a brand new series, but only if you guys are interested. So this video really needs to get 1,000 likes, because if it does, I'm going to keep making more videos of how to play around hand traps for specific decks, for maybe specific formats, maybe specific hand traps, maybe the most popular, the most powerful. So it's all up to you guys. If you want me to keep making videos like these, make sure you smash the thumbs up and subscribe button, and yeah, let's jump right into, I guess, the incorrect way of playing around a DD Crow for Tri-Brigade. I'm also going to show you the correct way. I'm also going to show you another one where you play around a bunch of hand traps, interruptions, board breaking cards, etc. So, assuming that you have something like Karis and Kit, what are you really supposed to do? Are you really supposed to discard the Kit in order to summon the Karis, and then send the Nerval, search something, banish 2, normal summon, etc. That has some merit, you know, it kind of makes sense to do something like that, but it is very dangerous, because what happens if you get DD Crowed on the activation of Karis? So before this even has the opportunity to trigger for the activation of its effect, well, what's going to happen is that you're going to be left with 0 cards on your grave and a useless Tri-Brigade monster on the field. So because of one hand trap, 2 cards that you have are completely useless. This is really bad, because then even if you do have a normal summon, it won't achieve much. You're gonna do what? Normal summon and then link to pass? That's not really productive. So yeah, definitely, if you feel like your opponent might have DD Crow, don't go for this play and go for the next play that I'm going to show you right now. And this is it. So again, it's the same hand. It's not like I told you, oh yeah, draw a card by the grave, be skillful at Yugimons. No. You're going to normal summon the Kit and then make El Mirage, send the Nerval, and then search for your Fractor or whatever. Then if you get DD Crow, it's not the end of the world. What is there to DD Crow anyways? Nothing. Your opponent can only make you go from 3 cards in the grave to 2 cards in the grave. But the reason why I really wanted to make this video with DD Crow as well was because DD Crow is now gaining in popularity. Everybody's playing DD Crow now, so you really have to play around one of the most popular hand traps at all time if you can, and you do have the ability to do so. So now we banish 2 instead of 3, and it's fine, because we can still make a link 3, we can still search for Revolt, we can still get that Sharaig special summon during our opponent's turn. So DD Crow is just not enough to stop this deck if you are good enough. So yeah, that's it for the DD Crow aspect. Now let's get into the several hand traps and board breaking cards. Alright, this looks really terrifying. I mean, my opponent has Gamma, Droll, Duster, Neptibus, Abestius, and he stopped decking Gamma Steel for turn. That's really scary. I mean, everybody would be scared of that. Mermail was a good going second deck for literally ever, and you're going to see that, yeah, it's kind of problematic. So I'm going to go normal summon the Rat. He's just going to eat the Gamma, and the reason for that is because my opponent, aka myself, doesn't want the Tri-Brigade player to get access to Appaloosa early, because otherwise I'm just going to make the Fanrid Baron Blossom and then summon from the hand, and I'm going to make Appaloosa so ridiculously early that you really won't have the ability to Gamma appropriately. But yeah, the Rat is going to be my wasted normal summon. Now I really need to rely on having good special summon extenders. Karis, it's the kind of card that you almost might consider playing multiples of if Gamma is really popular and you are playing Rat. And it was really tempting, by the way, to discard maybe the Nerval to search another Tri-Brigade, or maybe search with the Tenki in order to get the Fractale, but there are a lot of reasons why I did the plays the way I did. So instead of going normal Thorblade, discard the Rat to draw 1 card, I just felt like it was a win more. Things could go really bad really quick, so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to activate Tenki until the very end. And the reason for that is because right now I can combo without having to search. So why would I make myself vulnerable to Droll and Logbird for absolutely no given reason? There's just no, exactly, just like I said, there's no reason to do that. So now I'm going to summon with the Baron Blossom. Yeah, that's the name of the card. I'd summon the Nerval, and we're going to make another link too. Hard Link 2. This time it was properly summoned, which means that we can revive it back of Revolt, which gives us a ridiculously good grind game. And we could trigger the Baron Blossom, but if we do that, just to draw 1 card and put back 1, if we get Droll and Logbird, we instantly lose the game, because we have a Link 2 that won't be able to search, and a Nerval which won't be able to search, which is really bad. And by the way, this Nerval didn't have to be a Nerval. It could have been a Kit, it could have been honestly pretty much anything. Even the search is just not relevant. You really don't need it, but yeah. Now we're banishing 2 in order to summon the Ancient Warrior Dragon Double Lords Shuanglong. Again, it might be very tempting to try to make Apollousa here by summoning just a random Link 2 and then making Apollousa. But if you make Apollousa, you're making yourself actually have less interruptions, and I'm going to explain that right now. So now we're eating the Droll and Logbird, does nothing, we're done searching anyways. So we're just passing turn, and here is why Apollousa instead of these 2 cards would have been bad. If we get Kaiju'd on Apollousa, and we get Dustered for our Revolt, we have 0 interruptions, so Neptibus is game over. Literally checkmate on the spot, and we can't really allow that to happen, so we need to have multiple layers of interruptions that kind of allow us to not really lose to 1 or 2 blowouts. So my opponent is going to Kaiju my Ancient Warrior Double Lords, which makes a lot of sense because he has the Duster from my Revolt anyway, so he won't really be able to... I mean, I won't really be able to time my Shiraig correctly, right? Right? Not really, because Shiraig isn't as, it's not what you might think it is. So I'm going to Soul Charge, which is very fair card design, by the way, and search 2 cards. Imagine a Soul Charge that interrupts your opponent on their turn and searches you 2 cards from the deck. There's nothing wrong about that. I mean, yeah. And this is it. This is why this play is just optimal, because now our opponent normal summons the Neptibus after we summon the Shiraig, and we can chain the Rugal, the Silver Sheller, in order to summon back a Tri-Brigade from the graveyard, and that will trigger Shiraig if it is to a zone it points to, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, our opponent had everything, man. He literally had everything. 2 hand traps, Duster, a Kaiju, a great normal summon. And our hand technically lost to Droll really hard. There were a lot of cards that we didn't really even use. We didn't use the Thoroughblade, we didn't use the Tenki, we didn't use the effect of... Honestly, we didn't even need to use the Nerval. It literally didn't matter at all, because all it really did was get us a Keras, which matters not. And now during the end phase, we just get back another Tri-Brigade, and we top deck to have 4 cards in hand. So you see, hand traps are just not the way to stop this deck. But board-breaking cards... maybe also not that great. So how are you really stopping Tri-Brigade? Well, again, if this video gets enough likes, maybe I'm going to make a video on how to stop X deck, as well as for X deck, how to play around and through hand traps. So I really hope you guys were able to learn a thing or two and enjoy. That's always the most important thing. And yeah, I will see you next time. Peace.